Hello? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bimbo Cat Food. If it's your first time here, a double welcome to you, and also, I love you, but not as much as I love my girlfriend. How are we doing today? It is Monday. It is a good day. It is a holiday today. Thank you, Haunted, for the raid, by the way. Y'all ready for some Ace Attorney? It's been a little bit. It's been like 2 weeks. There's a little fruit fly buzzing around my heckin' room. Hold on. I'm gonna get Alcesti and Mina in here. Hello? Twins.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, it's been so long.
It's been a while. We're back.
Good to be back.
It's been a while. How we doing?
We went on vacation, but now we're back.
How we doing?
Good.
Good.
It was a very restful day after 15 hours of travel yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Lots of car time.
You guys were the hottest bitches at a wedding.
Yeah.
And then we had a chill week here. We just did chill games, and it was fun.
Yeah, I still gotta watch the VOD for Stardew Valley because that just seems so.
It was
adorable.
very comfy. Vi and I since then have just been binging Stardew. We played it for literally 9 hours yesterday.
Oh yeah.
It's good. It's very fun, very comfy. We're in winter now, and our farm has been fully automated almost. Whoops.
That's sexual.
Went a little bit hard. A sub. Thank you, Mina. Hello, Jazz. Hello, Coogie.
You are Jazz Ty for tuning in.
I guess I'll say hello, Mina, because you just appeared in chat as well.
I get 2 hellos.
You get 2.
Say hello to me.
Say hello. Oh.
I want to get a hello.
Hello, Alcesti.
Yay.
Alright, are y'all ready to investigate? Is this an attempted murder? I said that.
Yeah, well, it's an assault. That's all we know.
Yeah. But it is Ace Attorney, so I would assume it to be an attempted murder.
Someone drove a knife into a poor woman's back.
Yeah, and then we had some Edgar Allan Poe looking motherfucker in jail.
I love how he's literally a real life author, and he instead chose to compare him to a different real life author.
looks like
whitewashed him.
Yeah, oh no! Oh fuck! He just has the same like grim.
Game cancelled.
He has the same kind of like, you know, macabre aesthetic going, and it's not.
They got the same style.
I didn't try to whitewash this man. He likes cats. So I would never do this to him.
Loves cat.
You do like cat. Okay, let's get to a game. That sounds good to me. Bam. Oh, this is the wrong me to be here. The incorrect me. That is not my current form. I have not had my graham cracker yet, Needle. I actually had.
Did you lick your graham cracker?
I literally had lasagna today, and now I am an orange cat. I have to unmute the game. Notably, notoriously named Natsume. Hey, you're doing his typing quirk.
His homestuck typing quirk.
His homestuck typing quirk. Oh, the music's still going. Hold on, I have to turn that off. I forgot that I had it on for
Yardu?
no, for a hard space shipbreaker.
Wow.
There we go.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I have to do voice acting today. Oh no.
I believe in you.
It's been over a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, week and a half. All right.
Yeah, thereabouts.
It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation.
Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. That silver. Oh yeah, the coin. Right. She gave us money for him. A bribe.
Strap.
I'm sure attorney stuck is a thing. Oh yeah. There is absolutely an Ace Attorney Homestuck AU. For sure.
Think about it.
You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna I'm gonna look this up right now.
Don't hurt yourself.
Ace Attorney
Oh my goodness.
Homestuck. Oh God. Yeah. Hold on, I have to share this. Wow, that you know what? That's actually good art. It is on Reddit, which is unfortunate.
Reddit Homestuck Ace Attorney art. That's the most cursed combination of videos you could possibly generate.
Here.
Gotta take a look. See. Yeah, you know what? I can dig it.
Yeah, like that's not actually terrible. Like it's good art. David.
Oh no, wait, no, it's head swapped. They just took other art. Like,
Oh my God,
art.
you're right. They didn't even do the art. Okay, well, hold on. There is another.
Oh,
there
God.
is different. There is different. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is better. You will never guess who is Mia Fey.
Oh, perfect. You did nothing wrong.
She did nothing wrong.
The M on her shirt is for Mia.
I want to go home.
You are home.
I gotta go.
Okay, but Nepeta as Maya.
Nepeta as
They're
Maya
both-
is actually perfect. You're right.
They're both weird little girls.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are weird girls. Absolutely. Hello, Inspector. I have to show you. I have to give you the tip, don't I?
They give them the bribe.
Just the tip. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? What voice was I doing for him? I don't even know. I can't. Wait, hold on. I think I got it. I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure.
We have these for you. A present for Miss Iris Wilson.
No, Dahlia is not the Vriska of Ace Attorney. No.
Vriska is the Vriska of Ace Attorney.
Exactly.
Oh, that's true.
Hmm.
What? From
You
me?
should have-
From her ladyship? Her
You
ladyship.
should have validate put Vriska in as an NPC.
I need to play that. Her ladyship? Give that here, at once! Come on, hand it over. That's for me! Ah! Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee, that's what it is. Oh, he gets paid a fee for appearing in a story.
He gets feet. He gets paid in feet.
No!
Oh,
He's getting paid by Iris, that sucks!
An
that's
appearance
sick.
fee? Oh, I see. You mean
That's right. For the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me. Every time. That's good of her, at least.
yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
It's a good thing you don't have to do
Avidly.
voice acting for Aini with how much it's been scooping your brain. Yeah, I could not do both. 100% not. Of course, so using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still. I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh? Sorry? Tell a gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that would be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? Okay.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector. We'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, the little knife-wielding, mustached Japanese fella. He lives in the right old hovel. Just right over there, look. Oh, it's the crooked one? The one that looks like it's falling apart. Is that his bike?
Literally right over there.
It's
God.
literally right there.
I don't have to do shit.
On the first floor of that house on the corner where that wreck of a bicycle's propped up.
I remember in Britain, the first floor is the second floor.
What?
I like that.
So they call what we call the first floor is the ground floor to them. And then what we call the second floor, like the first one above ground, is the first floor.
So
and
is
they
the-
continue numbering from there.
Is the highest floor the first?
On
Call that
the first floor
No.
of that house on the so on the first floor when he's
Oh, wait,
saying
you mean
this
the-
is on the second floor.
Yeah. So if a house has 2 floors, like the main floor and the upstairs, they would call that the ground floor and the first floor.
Fuck the British.
That is nearby indeed.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garadeb. Oh, he's obviously a villain. Right, well, if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sent his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector. We will. Goodbye for now, then, and long live her ladyship. What, is she the fucking queen? Like Wyatt? Like Wyatt?
Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left.
Queen Elizabeth was obviously the queen at this point, too, right?
I think this is Queen Victoria. This is right near the end of that old bag's life.
And then the Queen Elizabeth
Which one?
in right afterward, because she's ancient and decrepit, an old bog witch.
Yeah.
This is an anti-royalty stream.
Yeah. Sorry, Britain. Eat shit.
Anti-monarchists.
Yes, so then shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings?
Definitely.
It's also an anti-landlord stream, so we're not gonna... If we talk to this John guy, not gonna be pleased.
We might have to kill him.
We might have to kill him. That is the only ethical thing to do with landlords. Queen Elizabeth has been queen for 400 years. Yeah, exactly.
It's the same bitch, like.
She's always been queen. Oh, hello. This is a Mina character, I think.
Okay. I see. I get it. I say literally with my mouth full of food, so I'm not proving my own stereotypes correct.
He is eating Doritos.
I don't know, I just figured it would be a
have one.
character that you would like. The only king I respect is King Bowser. This is true.
Listen, I know what you mean when you say that.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I don't mean it to be rude, like...
I don't disagree. I'm just embarrassed being read for filth on screen.
I know you.
May I help you?
Ah, yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garadib? Is Garadib, like... So weird...
It's a Sherlock Holmes name.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's also a pun, because Gari Debu in Japanese means thick and thin.
Oh. Okay.
But she's the thick.
Oh, I see. She is caked up.
Wouldn't know where to go.
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here? We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
What is it?
Those cheeks.
What is happening to her?
One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadib.
I almost thought you were going Droopy Dog with this character.
Oh, should I?
Droopy
No.
I mean, Droopy Dog is a very good voice. Did you see that, Mr. Sato? That was a real-life English maid.
Yeah, we fought one in court the other day. I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff.
Wait, did we fight one
They
the other
can't
day?
do the work themselves.
Wait.
No, I mean, like, in the last trial, there was one in the jury.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Like, we already saw one.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm so excited. But this is the first time I've ever seen
It's
a public
not.
service worker in the flesh. Oh, this day just keeps getting better.
It's literally not. You saw one in court yesterday. It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it?
We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete.
Why is meeting an English maid the big deal? You'd think it'd be like a French maid, right?
You'd think. I guess it's because in England, it's like literally everyone of status has one. Like, just having one by itself is a symbol that you're rich.
I guess. Oh, he is a landlord. Of course he's a scumbag. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
But Van Zeke's in the butler outfit.
That would be fine.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garrett will see you now. This way.
Oh, look at this moon-shaped motherfucker.
Mac tonight.
It is Mac tonight.
It's Mac tonight looking motherfucker. Oh yeah, Jazz. Great minds think alike.
Did I do this guy?
You or Luke. I'm already playing a character, like a character in this.
Yeah, I'll guess you can do it.
Okay. Date you, John Garradeb, at your service. Nice to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Yeah, this man is a croissant.
She's introducing him like a dog. He can't say it himself. So excuse me for not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back at the Battle of Maywand, don't you know?
Don't you
Earned a
know?
medal for my... Don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins to the up-and-comings.
So he's a retired soldier.
Hell of a job getting up and downstairs now, I could tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine.
There's no way I could have possibly told that he was a soldier, considering all the fucking paraphernalia in his apartment.
Honestly, for like, he found the perfect job for someone who can't do fuck all.
Yeah, he's just a parasite now.
Yeah.
Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs.
Unhealthy. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ugh, do you think so?
Well, Mr. Garradeb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal. No, it was nothing. The medal's just to fill the role, really. Adderall. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall.
It's basically just a purple heart.
Yeah.
Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly.
Sorry, I don't actually give a shit.
Joan!
Why?
Dash it all, woman! Be careful! You scalded my balls again!
Oh, my balls!
Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my dick!
I should be more careful, sir. Oh, they did use the jiggle physics.
They did use the jiggle physics well, it's true.
But
Those cheeks!
yeah, these boobies, you've got like bulldog
She
cheeks.
she has the fat cat cheeks from fucking FF14.
Yeah, it's great. I appreciate it.
So, anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life of a parasite now.
Yeah, yes, I see.
Now then, you want to know about the... I thought that was a clap. I need new glasses. About the chap lodging downstairs, is that right?
Oh, so when they say first floor, they mean what we would call the first floor then.
No, they're on the third floor right now.
Wait, they're on the third floor right now?
Yeah, so what they would call the second floor.
Oh, because first floor is base.
Oh, no, first floor, first floor, second
Oh,
floor.
first floor is ground floor, because
Yeah.
it's in the ground. Okay.
No, first floor is second floor. Ground floor is ground floor. Third floor is second floor. It's fucking topsy-turvy world out here.
Charlie Day with the whole red yarn. Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
Who's that ranking operation of the British running here?
A bad one. Only two, please, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blighty.
And where? What? Hey!
That's not safe. Oh, that's not sanitary at all. We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware.
I mean, if he's the only one drinking the tea, it's fine. But, like, I imagine there's probably residual tobacco flavor from the pipe.
It also looks like ash would, like, fall off.
Yeah,
into
right?
Seasoning. This case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
Oh, is it?
Even had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house, wouldn't you believe? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all the detective bullshit.
Hey! He says, drinking a cup of tea.
Oh, but You have a copy of Rance magazine here, so. No.
He's sweating!
Anyway, the chap's investigating the forwarder's room as we speak.
So he's in Soseki-san's room.
Bali nuisance, what is
I
what
think
is?
it's Bally.
Bali?
Yeah.
Bally.
We ball.
we balling!
We ball, fuck it, we ball. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling.
I think Bally is like a polite way of saying bloody.
Even though bloody isn't like a swear.
Not to us, it is to them.
Like saying fuck.
About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Garaja. Please do tell us.
So I guess that would make Bally the equivalent of saying frickin'.
Frickin'.
It's a frickin' nuisance.
Yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Oh, just 1 week? So he moved in very recently then?
I have 2 lodgers most of the time. One on the ground floor, and one just below.
Oh, okay,
us.
so this, yeah, okay. This makes sense.
The first floor room became available a week ago, you see, and that's it all, Joan. Do be careful.
Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir.
She's very sleepy.
I'm sleepy.
If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him.
Yes! Huh? Why?
He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his
I
shoulder.
love her.
The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later he's going to do something untoward.
I mean, she is probably
Wasn't
racist, but...
Yeah. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure.
Narrator voice.
Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all?
He wasn't white.
Yes, oh yes, indeed there was.
And she's dying to tell us. Why do I feel like the maid runs the operation here, actually? He shuts him up when he talks too much. Have you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume? Oh?
Oh my word, yes, the man was shadier than an orchard. That's a good phrase.
That is.
Can you elaborate?
No.
No. Take the man's room, absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor
He's
call.
depressed!
He has no bitches. Give him a break.
Everybody in England is racist!
I mean, that's not incorrect. Like, at this point in time, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, like, literally everyone.
Yeah.
He just trots off to the old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed, too.
He's reading.
Same.
Oh, I see.
Everyone on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. I'd never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Love that for him.
Called for- Read for filth once again.
Why is that suspicious?
Could you clarify something, I wonder?
What, pray?
How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine?
Oh, she's a snoop.
I'd understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct? That's right, yes. They're both below us, on the first floor and the street level.
Huh. I wonder if that's intentional writing there. Anyway.
And how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? Precise times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed. Oh! Good grief, Joan. Be careful. Be more careful, woman.
Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
What if he didn't get shot and, like, she broke his leg?
Like misery?
Like misery.
She broke them. Or she slammed him too hard and his, like, he just can't walk properly.
Something doesn't add up here.
Snoop.
Who's on the first floor? Yeah, it's the ground floor. It seems that the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out of the window at around that time?
Window?
What window? I don't have a window.
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby? Anyone seen? 5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garrett household. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. With the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then? Such as... anything at all, even if it seems unrelated. Well...
Yes? Was there something then?
Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but around that sort of time there... Oh! For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing.
This man's not gonna have a hand.
Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Oops, sorry. Do be more careful, woman.
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Oh, yes?
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
She totally runs this operation. Oh, really? Mr. Garrett? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been.
Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of... Silent scream. Joan, dash it all! What is the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Fine.
Yep.
Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal. Joan.
That's right, Mr. Garrett.
Suspicious. What is the matter with these two?
I thought these characters were only invented so Capcom could flex their new, like, interaction technology.
Yeah.
Having two sprites, like, do stuff to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And jiggle physics.
And the jiggle physics.
We're like, listen, this game doesn't have any fan service because of the time period, so we gotta have the jiggle physics
We
somewhere.
gotta have the cheeks.
Yeah.
Sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident. But what?
They fucked raw and sloppy style.
That's why I can't fucking walk.
I wish I knew. Alright.
You.
Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor. And Mr. Shums is investigating there, even as we speak? Yes. Told me Nats's name. Little Nas X had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key. Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Shums' service?
That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean?
See why not? It's just down one flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes, and while we're there, we could speak with Mr. Shums again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more.
Okay, later, fuckers.
She just wants to fangirl some more.
I'm gonna look at shit really quick. That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it?
Really been well looked after, though. That old thing? Not much better than rags, really.
Oh?
Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know? Plenty of strippers. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past. Me would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is.
John Garrett was like, everyone who's ever fought for their country is a clown.
Anyways, doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
Sir, you literally have a cannon!
That's his wife.
Oh.
She's wearing an apron. Oh, I see.
Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. What's this? Nothing. Okay.
Nothing?
Oh. Look, they got tea sandwiches and shit. What? Hey, what? Hey, what?
You notice the snacks?
Look at this crockery
wait
on
a
display
second.
here. It's rather unusual, isn't it?
Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful?
It's not what I was looking at.
Although the shelves seem to be broken and the crockery is... Oh dear, it's in pieces.
He accidentally shot the cannon.
Angered his wife.
It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that chinaware justice.
I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at it. Oh my god.
Did I can't believe this. Yeah, it's probably something like that, but let's not delve too deeply here. I mean, that's important, probably. I want to look at these.
Oh look! A wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand.
Lined up? It looks more like someone has half demolished them to me.
Afternoon tea is quite a time of indulgence, you know. It is quite the English way. It is Mr. Garrett's custom to make 2 cakes with his tea.
Okay.
One of the cakes is hers.
Shut up. I'll kill you.
I'll kill you. That sounds delightful.
Oh, wait a minute, though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand.
Well, naturally, it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Garrett does indeed, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up.
How magnanimous of you. She puts out extra cakes for herself. That's a full-sized cannon. What's it doing in here?
Oh my, it's real. But it might just be a replica. That old thing? Oh, that's my wife.
Sorry?
The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided just to give
Well,
it That's my wife.
It's getting a little bit too real there.
Oh, never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house.
Really?
Americans talking about guns.
It isn't overkill?
Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy. You think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garrideb? Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see.
Oh.
They dry very well on the cannon there, Joan tells me. It's rather proves my point, I feel.
It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. It doesn't have a head? But okay for you, Nosuke.
He's an empath. He can sense that the cannon is sad. That looks like a Medal of Honor, and it's showcased on a very grand banner.
Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say. Although it bothers me that it's not straight.
What, that old thing?
Oh yeah, none of the paintings and like pictures are straight. Sorry?
I should be glad to see the back of it. The general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the valley, right? Keeps the ballin' thing out of my way.
So it's just been polished to shine by accident, I suppose.
There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see. It says, for distinguished participation...
He got a participation medal in
Dude,
war.
that was forever. In war.
Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for.
Oh, Ryunosuke. Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army.
Alright.
Yeah, they all were.
Everybody was.
Can't measure an officer by a number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in military service.
Okay. I like your lion. Oh, it zoomed in on it. Oh, it's the portrait. God damn it. That portrait of Mr. Garrett was glaring at me, I swear.
You noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Garrideb as well?
Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well.
That's my wife.
He has so
Everything
many.
is his wife. Ah, yes. Seemed to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket.
Cookie, that is a terrible joke, by the way. The cannon is in case they're ever in mortar danger. Seem to come back?
That's his wife.
What do you mean?
Chap who runs the place is a bally wizard. Went to sell him something and came out with that thing.
Oh, I want to meet a wizard.
A wizard that gives you gold lion.
Oh, best wizard.
In point of fact, now that I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving that place with something I don't need. The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements.
Misato-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. Okay, I think we've seen all that we need to see. That's still weird.
Did you get the carpet?
The what?
Right below the folding screen.
Oh! I didn't notice that.
Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely.
Yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it, I wonder?
We did a very quick look. Just a little peek.
Ahem.
Maybe let's not, Mr. Sato. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea.
Ahem.
She just has a cold. Leave her alone.
Ahem.
Ahem. I can't look at that specifically, so I guess it's nothing right now. Maybe if I get the chance to properly investigate this room. Ooh. Cats!
Cat.
Yazumaneki Neko. What? Just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. Why is that window bricks? I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that.
I mean, all the tissues in the
Uh-huh.
bin don't help. Sasato's like, I gotta get the fuck
I
out of
have
here.
to leave.
I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life.
No, me neither. It's
Oh.
it's so dark in here too. Cat.
Is that the window over there?
Well, it was the window, I think, yes, once upon a time. But for some reason it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. Window tax. Wait, window tax is not a real thing?
You're about to learn.
So this is where Mr. Natsume lives.
By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere. Have you?
No, that's true. But according to what Mr. Garrideb told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. He's under all the books, isn't he?
Got crushed. They fell on him.
I can't look left. I can look left and right. Wow, I expected a white man jump scare.
Investigate the key.
Yeah! Aw, big stretch. Oh.
No, come back!
Come back!
Oh my! What an adorable little cat. Me, every time I see a cat. Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master is away. That's so cute.
I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mike, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain?
Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan.
The little creature.
I love when they call cats creatures.
That's made me feel homesick now.
Oh, already? We've only been in this country for 2 days.
God, it's only been 2 days?
Everything happens so much.
Oh, look, it's a beckoning cat from home.
It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him.
I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, Kazuma brought an entire man with him.
Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in
Wait,
your
what?
luggage?
Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted the lucky charm.
Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same. And this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him.
Yeah, it's been working so well, huh? It's not doing a very good job so far, is it?
He's not meowing at it every day. You mustn't say such things.
You do have to meow at it every day.
Yeah.
I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? Okay, it's so quiet in here. Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling.
They're all works of English literature. They all smell so musty.
With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you?
No, what a dreamy idea.
My baby's awake.
Oh,
I get pets.
You're gonna get pets.
Mina get pets too. Hello, baby.
yeah.
A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again.
So reading it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime. Just as the tea ceremony teaches us. Just like the fortune cookie said it. Right?
I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. He's not under the books. Okay.
Oh, by
Art culture, Ryunosuke.
I've looked at the books. God, he jerks off so much.
That's what all the books are for. The desk seems to have wedged into a crevice between the mountains of books on either side.
I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides...
That's what you want to call it.
Yeah. But surrounded on all sides with these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well.
Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this?
They're all 1900 Victorian porn.
No!
Yeah, every single one.
It's a receipt from a secondhand bookshop. Your books.
Oh, yes. Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look. And the date of purchase... 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident.
That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. Like an egg. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books.
Okay. Window.
To the wall.
Could you even call this a window?
I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Though all that remains is a frame around some bricks now.
So really it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that?
Afraid I have no idea. Oh, perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on it in a fit of whimsy.
Ugh, that's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive.
Just like this country.
Yeah.
It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying.
Why do I feel like this is probably... like... Shutakumi would probably care about accuracy here, so why do I feel like the window being bricked up is something that Natsume would have, like, actually written about? That would make sense to me.
Yeah.
It sounds like it, yeah.
That does make sense.
Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There are notes scrawled all over them, in English. It looks like the wastepaper basket is so full, they've just fallen out.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yuck.
I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you?
Or deeply averse to tidying up his mess.
I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth.
That would be rude. Wait, hey, when did you... Sir? When did you get there?
He was the cat!
He was the cat!
He turns to you and goes, "Hello, Pete. Brain ever teleport?"
Nothing personal, kid.
This appears to be some sort of meter on the wall here. It looks very robust. I wonder what it's for. There's a slot for inserting coins here, too.
Ah, I believe that is a gas meter, Mr. Naruhodo.
A gas meter?
Yes, it seems there's piped gas in this district, which consumers pay for by putting coins in the meter.
God, that's grim.
Yeah, coin-operated warmth.
So if we were to put a coin in the slot...
That would be enough gas to use the lights and the gas fire for the whole night.
So if you're too poor to have a coin, you'd have to spend the night in the dark, freezing cold?
That's right. As would a rich man who only carries crisp white notes.
Okay, well, I don't care about him. Why do the notes have to be white, Susato? Ugh, London is a scary place. Okay, I think that's...
She was too lax about that fact.
Yeah, a little bit.
I love how Sasaki's cat's pillow is the same pattern as, like, a thief's rucksack always is.
Yeah. Like the little sacks that Tanukis have on their back. Not the other ones that they have.
Ah! Look, Mr. Naruhodo! She just squeals.
Aha! There he is! Where did he appear from?
He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
What?
Ah, you two. Good day. Now let me see. Where was it that we met?
The boat. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Buria.
Yes, of course, the Buria. And let me see. What happened on that voyage?
ADHD King!
Yeah, like, literally, he was in this room supposed to be investigating, and he just, like,
He picked up a book! It was Kazuma Asagi. He died tragically, but you were a great help to us.
My friend died.
Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Well, you seem to remember something of it, at least.
An honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlocksherns. This is Mr.
Oh, no, my dear madam. Hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic.
My brain attic!
My mind palace.
My mind palace.
That's what he calls his mind palace. He's very humble about it.
Yeah.
Miss Naruhodo.
Shit, she's married.
And Mr. Susato.
Thank you, Charles, for pets. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes.
I lose the first
His horse pose.
Love that you also see him as a horse. When he does. He is whinnying for that head.
In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London.
You must break his spirit before you can tame him.
Ugh.
Some Scotland ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
So they apprehended Sasaki-san in that short amount of time?
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of past involvements a little.
A little?
It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent.
Okay.
He's basically saying brain attic goatsy is not a thing.
No!
Don't like this. Oh, but I say the shocking thing.
Payback. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow up the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom, you know. For an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself.
I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate penned them beautifully.
So they're allowed to say the name of the stories.
I want to say the names of the stories that are written before an arbitrary date.
Right, yeah, because only certain ones are still within the copyright.
Yeah, all of the best known ones that actually give him character are still under copyright. Which is why Sherlock Holmes respecting women or being nice to people is considered a copyrighted trait.
Yeah, so that's why this man is not Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Also, fuck Scarlet Study. You're right, Cookie. Always correct.
Yeah.
Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Yeah, if it's not trivial, why are you still here?
Got lost reading.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should only be too pleased. This murky room was an apt place to discuss this murky case.
Say murky one.
Do you think he was reading Lord of the Rings?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, when was it written? I think that was written post World War I, wasn't it?
You might be right. I can look it up real quick.
I know that Mr. Rolkeen Tolkien wrote, at the very least, he wrote the Lord of the Rings trilogy post World War I because he was partially inspired by some of the stuff he saw there. Like, the reason why the Uruk-hai are born from mud is because, on the battlefield of the Somme, soldiers would literally rise from the mud to do their charges.
Well, The Hobbit was written in 1937.
Well, that's still 37 years after this
And
game takes place.
yeah, Lord of the Rings was written in 1949? 54. This was its first publication, apparently. Huh. Okay, so he was reading not The Hobbit. He was reading The Silmarillion.
He was reading fan fiction.
Should have been reading War of the Worlds.
Sherlock Holmes. What? Oh, wait. He could not be reading War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds came out in the 1890s, I think.
What?
Yeah, it was like ancient sci-fi.
Hold on. I have to fact check this. No way.
Yeah, 1897.
I don't want the film. Wow. H.G. Wells is a lot older than I thought.
Yeah.
Damn, okay. Interesting. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Suseski Natsume. I believe he made Harvest Moon. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines.
He's reading about this Sherlock Holmes fellow.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little? Ugh.
Fuck if I know.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sato. I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
What?
I can't believe he was looking Susato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance.
I assure you, I'm not merely feigning ignorance. It appears that the pair of you are under some misapprehension.
Oh? How?
I assure you I have no recollection of accusing a stooped compatriot of the crime.
But that doesn't make sense.
The good detectives of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene.
Ah, a man seen fleeing.
There were a number of books scattered around the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say?
Okay, so... Okay, I actually love this as, like, a Herlock characterization. Because it's like, he did literally what the police wanted, not understanding the underlying meaning in that.
It's like, yeah, I helped the cops.
Yeah, because, like, obviously the cops think Natsume is the culprit, but they phrased it as, we want to know the whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene.
Books are these,
And he
basically.
and
He's
he
like,
goes-
okay, I'll find it out for
and
you.
he goes,
He's
well-
the golden retriever boyfriend.
And he goes, well, this guy was fleeing the crime scene. I don't think he did the crime, but he did flee the crime scene, and then Natsume gets arrested.
Oh, so it was the cops all.
It was the cops.
I believe there was a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question.
So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit, then?
That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is just a trove of fascinating books. I found myself quite lost in bibliophilia.
Okay, well...
Oh, he's reading the Bible.
And do not be deceived into believing I'm a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed.
Tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings?
Yes, Mr. Garadib, retired military man.
It's the first time I've ever met a soldier from the Great British Institution. That is, the services.
And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the Great British Institution that is service. That's actually a decent joke.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that funny.
I like how even before Herlock laughs, Susato gives him a little cursory chuckle.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's very adorable. I like how they have, like, the characters are allowed to emote even when they're not talking in this game.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I've read as much in my Great Britain primer.
And so conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein.
Betoken their social standing? Sorry?
Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance.
So, Sholmes, do you have
I-
a maid?
I had no idea.
It is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically, in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb.
Oh?
Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes upon the circumstances of this case, I am, as of yet, unable to ascertain. No, he's Bohemian.
Doesn't Japan also have maids?
I don't think they did.
No,
Like,
I don't think they did.
maids are a fairly recent cultural phenomenon in Japan. Like, the first maid cafe in Japan opened after the first Hooters did in North America.
Yeah, and like I think maid cafes in general are more based on Western. Well, the aesthetics of them are more based on Western aesthetic, like French maids and like,
Yeah.
English maids and stuff. Like, it wouldn't be like they wouldn't have maids in the 1900s when they've just made an accord with England.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very much like a more like recent, like late 20th century, early 21st
I mean, they probably
century thing.
had servants and shit, yeah, but that's not the same as a maid.
Oh yeah, I know they had like servants and concubines and comfort women, which they want us to forget.
Yeah.
We won't forget because of fucking war crime.
Yeah, but yeah, no,
No.
there's something about the aesthetic of a maid that they find, like, charming, like, compelling and charming. Yeah,
Hawaii.
I'm thoroughly
Yes.
lost on what he means to say. It is kawaii. That's true.
This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later.
Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one.
Ah, but sooner or later, as I said.
Then he will. I don't believe that's the issue here.
I am not kawaii at all, Rose. Thank you very much.
What are you?
A cat.
Maybe a kawaii neko?
Babe!
Aw. Yay.
About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea?
No window.
No problem.
Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks.
Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax.
Shut up! Window tax? What is that?
Surely, not a tax on windows.
Precisely that.
Oh my goodness.
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country with them over their windows. Those of a lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to carry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money.
How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
Yeah.
Indeed, disease was rife as a result. Some 40 years ago or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. While its legacy remains, as you can see, it's squalid lodgings, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example.
I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps.
It would appear so. I did a little digging and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Apparently, Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago.
Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation.
Oh?
Oh yeah, there we go. The window tax was abolished in the 1850s. We're actually in the late 18.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because like they are celebrating the turn of the century. So if the turn of the century's already happened, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. Huh.
Still, as is of little relevance here, a matter not worth further attention.
Are you sure? I'm curious now. Yeah, that seems like it might be relevant, actually.
Well, I believe I've told you all I can now.
Thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of the law?
You remembered that, did you?
I love all those little numbers of like he's smarter than he lets on. Like some of this like airhead stuff is an act.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Will you perhaps be offering your services to this very matter? I wonder. The occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. On what grounds?
Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday.
Really? Well, then I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too.
The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence?
Yes, trust.
Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he?
My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea.
Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate?
Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly.
Oh my
ignore
god,
them.
he can't actually investigate this room because he's too ADHD and there's so many books in this room. Oh,
So great, I love that.
I see.
Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Ah, and one more thing.
So 3 things.
Oh, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us.
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is relevant to this case, but I am quite sure. The retired army man who owns his property is hiding something.
Mr. Garridibus? Mr. Shum said as much before, actually, didn't he?
Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays in my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo, as yet, our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence.
No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garridib's secret.
Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo.
Peace. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. Has he? Can I look at him? Yup. Yeah. Oh, oh, they are still here. Okay.
Oh, you pair again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there? Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
It's the kind of guy who pretends not to know the names of popular things.
Yeah.
Yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid.
Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there.
Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me what... Oh! My penis! For the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're bally well doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Yes, of course. Rightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind. Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance. Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garridib is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. He just appeared. Sir? What are you doing? He's gonna jump!
Do a flip!
What's he doing over there?
I love her face. She does that.
She's like, are you
Sholmes?
Are you seeing this shit, Mr. Naruhodo?
We meet again, my dear fellow.
Yeah, we saw you 3 seconds ago.
Good gracious, what did you sneak in here?
Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service. What are you doing over by the window? I am given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam.
Okay.
It's sadly cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is. It lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here.
Well...
Keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering.
And one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, me?
I thought perhaps I might be in need of certain great detectives' great mind.
Wait, he's not talking about... Is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon.
Do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
There is a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo?
I think so.
There is just enough time for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Mr. Garridib.
Okay, wait. If we're going to be doing a dance of deduction, let's take a little quick break first. Because it's been like an hour and a half at this point. That sounds
that's fair.
reasonable.
yeah.
We will be right back.
Chicken.
I am back.
I'm back.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm opening
Good
up.
break?
I'm opening up a Coke.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Gotta
Up
get
there
that.
with Dr. Peepaw.
Gotta get that sugar in me.
I guess she's away, but she'll be back in a second. Refreshing tea. Dr. Peepaw.
Refresh it. Dr. Peepaw.
I'm sorry.
I love Dr. Peepaw. I mean, I'm never gonna be able to call it anything else now. So thanks for that.
You're welcome.
You have infected me yet again.
It's okay, then there's a really weird origin. It's a weird origin for that. So way back in like 2015, when the very first Overwatch beta was happening,
Uh-huh.
Kelsey and I saw fan art of Diva as like a gremlin,
Yeah.
and she had a bottle of Mountain Dew that was labeled Mountain Hee Haw. So ever since then, we call like almost every soft drink like some variation of Mountain Hee Haw.
God.
It's so funny.
Mina is a master of wordsmithing, this is true.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Violet.
I also appreciate Violet. In a different way. With my love and affection.
Aesthetically.
Yeah. Also that. I'm not doing coke on stream, Coogie.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alcesti
I'll do the
back.
coke.
Oh yeah, Alcesti is a coke fiend. It explains so much. Crash Bandicoot. Whoa!
Bandicoot.
Though you seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing crack on stream. God, get it right, Coogie.
I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements.
I beg your pardon.
First, is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your
What?
The second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you.
Mr. Naruto, look.
The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on.
Oh, how could you possibly?
How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts.
Okay.
Just called himself an alpha man.
And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Let's fucking do it! The game is afoot.
Certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see. The fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take?
Ah.
For a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garadeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes. Though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. The fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts.
Where's this people, I ask you? Oh, he's part of the manosphere.
In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house.
What?
Wait.
Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. Chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have just disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it's plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts.
What?
While protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. You sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garadeb. At Batty's Circus. Traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents.
I have observed the clowns.
You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe.
I most certainly did not.
I believe I have made my point. Fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. A simple visit from the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire.
Not really
Okay.
jubilant for the lion.
No.
Oh, it's rampaging because it's from Asia, huh?
Uh-huh.
More racism from this game.
God.
From the Brit.
Now, Mr. Garadeb. It is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress that this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Also intangible.
Injury. You should buy some tangerine.
Yeah. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. Pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Mid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go.
Not my beast!
The strain of losing something so dear to you was clearly visible in your visage.
Nonsense, man. I miss my beast so much.
But now we must now. But what we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. We need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. A cartload of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go.
Yes, well,
Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath which could be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. Very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me.
Jiggle.
jiggle.
What would have caused such a destructive outburst?
The jiggle physics. You should have given Shomes those physics. Give him some big naturals.
God.
This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eyes settled upon the answer very neatly indeed.
What?
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite.
Sopping wet beast. It's sopping wet beast Monday.
No.
Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake?
Is that timely?
Marie Antoinette.
Can they reference this?
Yeah, Marie Antoinette was executed in the French Revolution, which was the 1700s.
I want
Okay.
Jones to be caked up. I was
No.
laughing at him being caked up.
No. He's got like the Among Us imposter ass.
Everyone's so mean to me.
Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact.
That's not true.
Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I did not spill it the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There was only one logical conclusion. Walked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. Like a lesbian.
Ah.
The teeth marks on the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India.
Hey, I don't think any of that is correct. Hello,
Would a
Carmen.
lion really go to eat the rug?
No, I don't think so.
This concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction.
Sholmes is like,
puzzle.
a vegan lion would.
Uh,
Lion could be vegan. Ooh! What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrideb. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions will be startlingly sharp. Stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times, too. Oh.
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation?
Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it, again?
Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size?
Indeed. This is the only explanation for the facts. Terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense.
But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well?
But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrideb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse.
Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using the large
He
cannon.
used a cannon! I thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus.
What about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Well, it's a British lion.
It is a British lion, that's true.
Ah, my dear Susato. It occurs to me with some regularity. But irrespective of race and breeding, wherever anyone lands on great British soil,
Damn it!
they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon
God
tea.
damn it!
Oh! What a glorious notion.
What a nice way of saying no.
I love how every case her perception of her hero gets shattered a little bit
A
more.
little bit
Never be
more.
true hero. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again.
I had a feeling that was coming.
Slight massage. That's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it.
Well, I'm gonna massage Holmes now?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo.
Needle, I think England at this point gets all of its tea from India.
Also, they made it their whole thing, so...
Yeah. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation.
Get that hot goss.
At least, that's what I want to believe.
Let's start again. From the beginning. Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular.
Okay. So we don't have to repeat the old lines here.
Yeah.
I will just say the new Ryunosuke ones. I mean, I imagine Garradib is a character in the actual Hounds of Baskerville story, right?
Well, this isn't the Hounds of Baskerville. This is the Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro.
Oh, it is.
Right.
You're right. I thought I wasn't. I thought. Okay.
I mean, there was a man named Garradib in a Sherlock Holmes story, and it just literally the only reason they're using the name here. This has nothing to do with the actual character. Is because of the pun, the fat. And
Oh,
skinny pun.
Garradib.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there is a story called The Adventure of the Three Garradibs.
I really didn't see the lion thing coming.
No, but if you observe Mr. Garradib's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room.
Yes, something with a very fierce nature.
It couldn't have been a lion transported from India.
So what was it then?
Your mom. We must follow Mr. Garradib's gaze.
Thanks, Alcesti.
My mom. That will lead us to the true answer.
It's behind. It's yeah. It's this. What's this photograph?
It appears to me from Mr. Garradib's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does, but you can't make out his bride.
No, how unfortunate. Must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face.
I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there. Hmm. I mean, this is the direction he looked at, right?
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't be her. I guess it could be? I don't have any reason to suspect this, though.
Boomer joke.
The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride.
Precisely, Mr. Narrowfoot. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrett. If only that meant the fact that her face is obscured.
We can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. What?
Indeed. Surely any woman with such power of constitution would be honored to be described as a beast.
Okay. Honored might be stretching a point.
Too late. The fact that the remains of the beast, which so clearly savaged this room, was your wife, Mr. Garradib.
He really did a I hate my wife joke.
Yeah. Okay. Creature. Divorce papers.
Poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself.
Well, I don't know about fragile.
Oh, dear. Anyway, Mr. Shums is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garradib anywhere.
But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garradib's wife could be. She's in the fireplace!
Oh my gosh.
Let's not look at her ass.
Check out that
Go
dump.
back to her ass.
Check out that dumpy. Hold on.
We got jiggle physics back then.
Looking at her face, check out those cheeks.
Check out those cheeks, though.
Oh. Oh.
Oh! Oh! What is that? That's nothing.
Oh.
What are we looking for?
Oh.
Oh! I see. It's hard to see with the fucking text box there. She's wearing a very large ring. Look.
Oh yes, a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. And it's on the ring finger of her left hand, which means surely a wedding ring.
It looks like it's on there for life, too. I can't imagine it would slip off a finger of that size.
Okay, that's something to think, Mr. Naruhodo, not to say. You know, Mr. Gyarados' wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one. It was a large sunflower design as well.
Really? You have a great memory for these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it? I would almost go so far as to say, probably not a coincidence. Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts.
Oh!
Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. Or it's identical to the one shown in the hand of Mr. Garadev's
How did he
bride in
become
his
tiny?
photographic print.
Don't worry about it.
He
can-
became small!
He's a Pokemon. He can just do that. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid.
No. You are Mr. Garadev's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garadev herself. Oh my word!
Hell yeah.
So cute.
They did fuck sloppy style.
And now you see that they have matching sun and moon motifs.
Oh! Mac
And his
tonight.
And his wife. Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmised, this is the wife, yes, my
The
Joan.
wife.
Oh my god, rather let herself go. As you
God.
might say, but oh my balls.
He didn't say he deserves that.
He did.
It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you're a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms
Like a parasite.
Bitch.
I would assume, therefore, that you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct?
Not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? My golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ.
Sure, dude.
Okay.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
Yes, here in London one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my consideration, or my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. I'm woke, you know.
I also don't have a bitch to clean my house, and I'm fine.
You.
I really shouldn't use that that term when it's bastardized.
No.
That's not cool.
You mean Mr. Gyarados has his wife work as his maid?
Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garadev?
Only in company, obviously. But listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please.
Yep, top
If my
secret.
friends find out, if my friends find out I have a maid kink, they'll never let me hear the end of it. Just wants to be a special boy.
He just wants to be the specialist little boy ever. Oh yeah, this is not new, right?
Yeah.
You know what, hold on, I'm gonna do something really quick. There we go. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garadeb's wife a beast.
Yes, as a woman, that feels rather sexist, misogynistic, bad even.
But Mrs. Garadeb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he?
Oh, how true. So true. So perhaps that supporting arm, that seems to be propping up his head.
So true, bestie.
So true, bestie. Some other significance then.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? I mean, we've seen it multiple times. Bitch got slapped.
Oh, he got it.
Oh my, look at that bright red mark.
Gosh, that's quite something. Clearly made by someone's hand.
Yes, Mr. Garrideb has been slapped in the face, it seems. Hard.
Hard. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark.
God, they got real into it, huh?
Whoever could have done such a thing?
Well, there's a very limited number of candidates, I'd say.
It was the lion.
It was the
It was a googer.
It was a googer.
There was a googer. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek.
Of course, the liver of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade. Was you, Madam Joan Garrideb?
Look at her eyes.
Aw, she's so cute.
Well, yes.
Oh, she abused her husband.
You've been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir.
Oh.
Destroyed.
How the blazes. How did you work that out, man?
Nothing escapes from the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow.
That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view.
Well,
Now, let us proceed to the next conversation.
Conundrum.
Oh, conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garrideb to fly into a rage.
Oh, the rest of this is repeat, yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Didn't Mr. Strom say that the bills were all for lion fodder?
Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr.
Mr. Naruto, she's a person, not a thing.
Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap round the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact.
Yes. Why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder?
I'd love to know the answer to that question. We look at the...
Ah, someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Garrideb is clearly an avid reader.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark.
Oh, no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
Oh! Silent Hill 2 reference. And look next to the signature here.
Bookmarks, made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture.
Don't get any ideas, Susato-san.
Dear, I'm sorry.
So this bookmark is actually a love note then. But his name isn't James. So it's not for him. But I mean, what else would cause a wife to slap her husband? I guess. We'll try that. Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer.
James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here?
No, not my ointment.
Ah, yeah, she hit him again!
Oh, but I don't know the belly woman. The frickin' lady.
You don't know her.
That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there.
It was just in there, you say?
That's right, that's what I've been saying. Yeah.
A likely story.
Now listen here, John, old thing. I explained at the time. I bought the book at the second-hand place, so the note must have already been in there.
So, the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean?
That's right, that's what I've been saying. My cock is gone.
She really is in charge.
A likely story.
Oh, he's whipped.
He is whipped.
For heaven's sake, women. Look at the name, it's written to James. My name, in case you'd forgotten, is John.
A likely story.
It is likely, that's literally his name!
Are you questioning my name now?
God
This
damn!
poor dude.
And there we have it. Arouses suspicion to the female heart, and you unleash a beast with the most ferocious bite.
He really is in the manosphere now.
Yeah.
Saying shit like that.
Women be slapping. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Okay, this is repeat now.
She ate the fucking...
She ate the carpet! She turned to women. It's not this, though. It's obviously the candelabra, because there's a candle right next to the burned carpet.
But surely Mrs. Garrideb didn't eat the carpet.
No, of
Wink,
course
wonk.
not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray that this room is in is a result of her wild temper.
No, that's true. So, this is the last part of Mr. Shums's deduction that we need to fix. We need to only follow Mrs. Garrideb's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer.
Alright, let's see what we can see.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this.
A very old candlestick, doesn't it?
The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over.
Oh dear, that would be dangerous.
Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing.
Yes, I didn't notice that
How?
before.
Why is that, I wonder? Why is one candle of the three missing from its holder? I can't look at the candle down here, huh?
Oh.
The carpet here has been ripped to shreds.
Yes, and according to Mr. Shums's deduction, the tears match those made by an Indian lion's teeth exactly.
Oh, look here.
What is it?
If you look closely at the edge, you can see scorch marks.
Oh, yes, so you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all.
Let's rethink this with that in mind. Okay. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick.
Most illuminating, my dear fellow. And of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth.
Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Indeed they... Oh, that's Shums.
Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away.
Torch marks?
But it appears that this room is the scene of a little marital altercation.
Mrs. Garrideb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. Oh, that's... Fuck.
They're really doing a dance. They're going back and forth. But on the entire room, the force of her strike caused the candle to fall from the holder.
And in seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames.
Yes,
One of the most ferocious beasts in the world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman. Like fire.
Woman.
but a vengeful female.
Clearly, they could have called him Sherlock Holmes in this game, because he clearly doesn't respect women. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok.
eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here.
After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Get wrecked, nerd. Oh, he's standing up.
Mr. Shobes, sir. I salute you!
I thought he was gonna ask us to leave.
Get out of my house! Just like the wedding photo.
Yeah.
So they're both bursts, it seems.
What about a vengeful fire? Isn't that like that fucking movie? Fuck, what's that movie that Matt always referenced? Oh no!
Backdraft?
Yeah, Backdraft! With the fucking fire demons. Hiding in a locker.
It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good secondhand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there.
Not Face Off, Charles, but that was a good guess.
Face off.
And in the pages of that one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material.
Porn.
Is that implicit?
He's calling a love letter that just says "I love you." To
Yeah,
that illicit.
it's so raunchy.
He thinks so, because he's fully torqued right now. For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather close to the mark. Beast is most certainly an apt description. Ooh!
Here we go again. And the carpet? Was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor?
Great to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. Whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames.
Hey! Face Off is the... Is it?
You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining.
I think Face Off is like... It's Omnium Files. I don't know if it's Nirvana Initiative yet.
Yeah, we can't talk about those games here.
Yeah, we can't talk about that, Cookie. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like this. There are people watching this who haven't played.
Safe
Omnium
space,
Files.
Cookie. No spoils. Fuck you. Eat shit. I love you.
You went through like 6 emotions in 10 seconds there.
That's sympathy for you.
Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Had to hide the mess behind the screen for the time being. Over here, Mr. Garadeb?
Well, you have nothing more to hide now. You'll allow me.
No, that's cat love in a nutshell, Charles.
But all my favorite novels, old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. I mean, most of them look okay.
Yeah, they look fine. Gosh.
Then the wife started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books coming 10 to the pencil.
Jesus.
Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride.
Lion's Pride. Ah, yes, a notorious love of big cats coming through again.
Your notorious love of pussy. I assure you, the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest.
So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again.
In a manner of speaking.
Won't help.
It can only be described as a great British wonder.
Like Stonehenge. I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere, and they all stick in full fettle.
Out of interest, what time of day was that?
Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now, let's see. Around 5 o'clock, I think. So at exactly the same time, a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. But you're here, not in the hospital. The whole light even have been flattened outside my window in that moment. But I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing. Oh, really?
That seems feasible, yeah, like that makes sense to me. Ah. So this really wasn't helpful at all, huh? Mr.
Got some fun gossip.
Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you?
Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Garrett's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances?
I can't help you there, I'm afraid.
What?
My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you little I knew the retired army man who might be hiding something. I could not be sure whether this would prove to be of relevance or not.
I just knew you were going to say that. Horse.
Horse.
Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind, all things fall into one of only two categories. Those relevant to the case and those not.
That makes no sense to me.
Well, no matter.
Foods fall into two categories. Spaghetti and not spaghetti.
And not spaghetti.
It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now.
Sorry?
Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over.
Oh no! Is it that time already?
If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to.
So that's it. No more time to think. There's no time.
Perhaps you would like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garadeb.
Oh yes. I'm so sorry.
Thank you both very much for your time.
Toseki's-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer. So, hey, what do we have? Huh. Okay, then.
Mountains of evidence.
We have mountains!
so much.
We have so much evidence! Wait, did I go to the wrong place? I may have gone... Did I not go to... Wait. Did I not go to the right place? I went to the prison. That's weird.
Mandatory cutscene.
Okay. Okay, see?
Mm-hmm. Oh. I don't know, you were just so like... Good night.
I was
It's
confused.
time, Mr. Naruhodo. We gotta go back to we gotta get back to prison.
Yes, I know. Let's hail a car... Oh.
What's the matter?
It looks like something's going on over there in front of Mr. Garadeb's house.
Hmm?
What the fuck am I looking at?
You want me to be him?
Sure.
I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers.
Who are these people? What the fuck are you talking about? Why are there new characters? Okay, I can fucking voice this guy.
Okay.
You're calling an old man, you rum-looking niminy-piminy?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
What's fucking Kefka doing here? There's this Horatio fella, eh? What are you on about?
Excuse me.
Eh? What the? Who are you now?
Sorry. I just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see.
We should not be looking for more work right now, Susato. Eh? A lawyer? What? If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law. Fine. I'll be on me way for today. But you mark my words. This ain't over yet. Why is he...
This ain't over.
Why is he posing like that?
Get thee to a nunnery.
That's a fucking... God damn it. Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you? Okay. Okay, Kefka. What are you doing?
Look at his face.
What's your fucking vibe, dude? I hate it.
This guy? I do hope you're not injured.
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle, thank you.
And some yellow fever. I have to leave.
What was that all about?
There are more recent episodes for Horatio than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
I'm not Horatio either.
Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here? At the Gerda residence?
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode.
So right, bestie.
Mr. Guerra did mention that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor?
Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsumi. Oh, more worthy than the polemist and battle of words ne'er could there be.
Sorry? Battle, did you say?
Who is the stronger Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsumi and I sparred long into the night.
Okay.
Because they were gay loving.
I guess so. I see.
I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsumi and this gentleman are acquaintances at least.
So, fair maiden, so good gentleman. I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well.
We understand him, but he's returned to his room.
It seems he's unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Soseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garadeb house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage.
Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting a return.
Let's hope we can get to the prison before our visiting hours are over. I'm sure those two men are not going to be relevant at all.
We'll never see them again.
What voice did I use for this guy again?
I can't remember.
Oh, it's you. You're here. You came. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched.
I thought Luka did the voice for this.
No, I
didn't.
definitely
Okay.
didn't.
It's only been a week and a half. We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume.
Oh no, think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots.
Cool, dude.
Okay.
Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nipponese.
Cats. Oh, now, let's not get carried away. Hello?
Oh.
What? Who's this? Hello? Oh, it's fucking Sholmes. Hold on, I'll go to the history really quick.
Thank you. Oh, I quite agree. There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand...
You gonna eat that prison slop?
God.
It is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least. It's you. The miserable, rotten spy, Hairlock Sholmes.
Poses.
Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here?
I have no intention of doing anything, per se. Save observing, of course.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, Having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home, see how our divested friend is faring. Room for room. At least your accommodations here offer a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight, and it has cost me not a penny.
God damn, dude.
How dare you, Hairlock Sholmes? I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Everyone upon visiting England. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life is bedamned. Susato wrote it.
Put the sound of like concrete rubbing on concrete. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean.
Must be all the drugs.
Yeah.
And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words.
What?
Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial.
What's that supposed to mean? Huh. Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed?
Oh no, why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, I see. That's really agitated him.
You don't mean trial really is cursed somehow?
Well, not to freak you out, but...
But yes,
Well, there's this...
a witch put a curse on your trial. Are you referring to the prosecutor, the Reaper of the Bailey?
The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean?
Is that the Grim Reaper?
Please tell me, summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words.
No defendant has ever survived the trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution, ever.
Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly!
Today, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances.
Mr. McGill did.
What? Ah, I am impressed, Miss Susato. You have an eye for detail.
Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us.
Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself?
Oh no, he couldn't have, surely.
You have some wonderful notions.
Sorry?
The man isn't a mass murderer, he's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow.
I mean, there's no reason they can't be both.
Oh, yes. Why, of course he is.
Of course he is, then why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis.
What on earth do you mean by that? Oh, okay.
No, I love Van Zeek's theme. It's so, like...
It's really
it's
good.
such good atmosphere. Right?
Yeah.
Van Zeek is quite an exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. Oh, that's good.
Sasaki-san looks like he's going to cry tears of joy.
As you are no doubt aware, in British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view.
Excellent.
Uh-huh.
However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated.
Right.
Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. I love that was possible back then.
Yeah.
You just described Better Call Saul.
God.
Like, just the idea of, like, yeah, this is my witness. You saw it, right? Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
like,
it. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh, put him in the bloody jail. And then
God.
they bonk the flyer into the bigger pit of fire.
Yeah, and that works.
By such underhand means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury. Which means that even in the light of the irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail.
But it means the wrong verdict can be passed.
And sadly, it is from time to time, my dear madam. It is simply the reality of our situation.
And that's all right? Well, no.
Is not.
It's not.
However, those indicted by Lord Van Zeeks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed.
Oh my.
Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. It is most striking. Disappear, but how? Ah, by all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen.
Highwayman!
So basically, Van Zeeks' death from Final Destination.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo.
So then, what's the point of anything we do?
Ah, I knew it. I'm a dead dodo done for doomed.
Poor guy. When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garredup's house, I assume. Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed?
It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. I had only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself.
That didn't take long, then.
Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long time.
I had to move a number of times, most recently to everyone where I rode a week ago.
Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient.
The rent is cheap. I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place."
Yes, well said.
But it was true. It was all true.
You mean the room really is cursed, then?
Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I wake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. In my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm threatened to kill her. Thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits.
Holy shit.
If only there was someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it in their heart to believe in me? Really no one at all?
You got two right here.
To believe. Yes, to believe. To believe. Mr. Shums?
Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what can I do for you?
It's about the case on the SS Buria, if you recall.
Buria. The Buria. Ah, that case. The one with the snake?
Yeah, yes, that one. Well, yes. At that time, I was the suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate.
I did I? Interesting.
I don't remember this. What I want to know is why? Why did you believe in me?
I see, yes. You mean because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room?
Well,
Easy there.
if you like, yes.
I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it.
But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little.
I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I never recalled believing in you, nor that which you were telling me.
What?
You see, the only thing I believe in are those I choose to believe in.
What? What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. I should like to believe in something I do. Circumstances hang as far as I'm concerned.
But I could have betrayed your trust.
In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion.
Meaning...
Whether or not one should trust another is in the final analysis down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he's right. He's right, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Whether or not I can believe myself.
Defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. That comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
So beautiful.
You were so right, Kazuma. So true, bestie.
All right, bestie.
Nina?
My dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe.
Already?
Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me?
Oh my god, he just asked us to dinner.
He did.
Oh dear. There is never enough time, is there?
He's trying not to draw attention to himself a little bit. Mr. Natsume? If you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you.
Looks at him pissed.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial.
Something crucial?
What to believe in? The defendant, justice, or the truth? How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo.
And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're kind of lacking in weapons right now.
Got 2 pieces of paper.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue.
Of course, Mr. Natsume.
It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, But your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it.
Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. We had to see that one last time.
For a good laugh.
Mr. Sato,
Yes?
would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and aid me and help me in court?
Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me personal judicial assistant.
That's such a cute animation.
Yeah.
It is.
We do have a sword. That's true, Cookie. We literally have a weapon. The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now, too. Okay, don't mention Susato then, whatever. So it's time. Time that
Sato is there.
She is also present.
The men believe in me.
That's all that matters. Time that I learned to believe in myself. Soseki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him. To fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. This has so far been actually a really good character arc for Ryunosuke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people call this case filler, but I think it's critical for his character arc.
Absolutely. Like, while, you know, in the long run, this case might not have a lot to do with the overarching plot, I think what matters here is how the characters kind of develop throughout the course of the case. Like, that seems absolutely vital to me, and whether or not the case is a filler case is, like, it's irrelevant. Because, like, the characters are as important to the plot as the plot is.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're going to the trial, let's take a little break. We'll try to do the first leg of it. I don't know how long it'll be, but we'll see.
I think it's pretty long, so
Yeah.
We might have to stop partway through then, but
yeah.
we'll see.
We shall see.
We'll be right back. Hello? Hello. I am back.
Welcome back.
Let's do a case. Time for the real meat and potatoes of the game.
Love potatoes.
I also love meat and potatoes. Baby, give me pets!
Yay, Violet.
Thank you, baby. Thank
I
you.
hear now.
Hello, Custy.
Hello.
Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon?
We're on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her their one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass.
Oh, well, when you put it like that, you're quite right.
Hello? Hello, sir. Ah,
Batman.
Mr. Natsume, good morning.
Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. I'm high as hell.
The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain.
Yes, I've heard that expression.
I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink.
Oh no.
And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result.
Do all literary people take things so literally?
Alliteration. Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume.
I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble.
You are... Really? Because I can feel tremors on the floor.
I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Yes?
I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London.
Oh, neither did I. Yeah, we were told that. Do you know why that might be, Mr. Sato?
Sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea.
So that all-knowing look on your face is just a coincidence then, is it?
Don't hide the truth from me. It's all because of the Reaper, isn't it?
Lord Van Zeeks?
Yeah, his fan brigade is here.
Is that right, Mr. Sato?
Purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes.
I'm gonna blow all of our fucking stipend.
Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of everyone. He's naked.
Stupid, sexy Van Zeeks. I knew it.
Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday.
Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? Yeah.
This fucker.
The trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh, what a harrowing experience that was.
I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's.
But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country.
Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking, and they're all speculating various answers.
Mundane is the most significant saga of the century to some of us. Sorry, to some of us, I should have emphasized that.
Oh dear. I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it.
Well, lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. There's also another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago.
Yes, I agree.
Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you.
Me? Well, I suppose that's true.
Both times, it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper.
Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers.
I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, if you're uncommon bad luck.
Thanks for that.
Oh, so this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? By the least lucky lawyer alive.
Oh, come on.
Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you.
I can go home right now.
Yeah. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London, with little in the way of experience or skills or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side.
Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant, Ms. Mikitoba Esquire. I'm in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kindness for as long as I live.
Mr. Natsume, cancel further defense. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once.
Oh. Alright then, Mr. Natsume. It's time. Let's go.
Yes.
So excited. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight.
He's watching him like an angry sports fan. He's in the afterlife with a big screen TV and all these snacks and yelling at the TV whenever he does something stupid.
He's got nachos. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
Prosecution is fully prepared, my lord.
The defense is ready, my lord.
The Nipponese are a truly fascinating breed.
Sorry, what?
Lord Strongheart has told me all about you.
Wanted to breed me?
You are a student who arrived from London but 2 days ago, a mere amateur.
Do you have a point?
Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance.
Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description.
Susato-san.
After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. Already, and yeah, he's working it out. It barely started.
Very true. And a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was, too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. The case of the acquitted and his unfortunate violence.
Wow, man. Cool.
I watched it, you know.
Rose, you should absolutely not say that.
Thank you, counsels. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public?
Oh, God! Are you
Never
serious?
know when you might be down on your luck. I believe in fair play for everyone.
Why are you here? You're not impartial!
They found him like loafing around the courtroom after he was questioned by the police the day before. Yeah, they're like, "Hey, you."
Hey, you! Do you want to come in here?
What's the voice of Southern Belle?
Me.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear.
Look at this! Look at this young boy. Look at this child.
Young man.
This young man. Oh,
Those
well,
eyebrows.
not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow. Hey, wait!
I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible the mustache foreigner did the deed.
Come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway.
You can be old man, I'll cast D.
I'm old man. Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
Where did they get a 13-year-old for the court? Yeah.
Very well, let us proceed. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zieks.
Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East.
No.
The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Saseki Natsume. And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned.
There was no kind.
Yeah.
In fact, the student is accused of a most sinister act.
Come on, man!
Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street.
Okay, that was the... Fuck, what is it? That's the reaction of, like, the janitor. Just
Yeah.
every time.
Like, come on!
A knife crime. I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are.
Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese...
Hey,
oh.
man!
Oh,
Come
dear.
on!
Ma'am, tie your bonnet.
Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry. I catch that.
What? He's ready to...
This guy should...
That guy's ready to pull the trigger already?
That old man shouldn't be a jury.
You shouldn't. He can't hear anything.
Help it.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this great chamber.
He said for the 6th time.
Allow me to call the first witness to the stand.
Very well. Bailiff, lead the investigator in, please. Inspector, sorry.
Is it Gregson? Yeah!
Gregson.
Greg.
Regu-san, your name and occupation, please.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard.
Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector?
The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green.
I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be.
Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since. What? So they don't even know who she is for sure?
Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger.
Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray elaborate on the details, Inspector.
Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not been long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. He does look very shady in that portrait.
He does.
Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she was certainly being treated currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far.
Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please.
Wow.
Wow.
What the... What of the weapon, though?
Let me look at this really quick. This is a weapon. Young woman rendered unconscious following a stab into the back. Olive green female. Stout build. Early 20s. Location, pavement of Briar Road, East Side. Reporting officer, Rolly Beat.
Rolly.
He's a beat cop.
Yeah, that's the joke.
The victim remains unconscious. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. Other details are unknown. Apart from a single stab wound from the large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day. Okay. Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back. Ouch, that big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now.
A heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman.
Even the scragged-looking Soseki-san, I suppose.
A commoner garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence.
I should also look at that.
That was a gun or a knife.
That's not a knife.
Call that a knife?
Hey, the tip's missing.
Oh no, not just the tip.
It lost the tip. It's a brisk gone wrong.
Just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing.
You're right. Well spotted, Mr. Sato.
I wonder what could have happened to it.
Yes. You don't think it could still be lodged in the victim, do you?
Dear, I do hope not. That sounds terribly painful.
It sure do. That's not checked off. Oh god, we're doing this shit again, huh? Oh, that's okay. Cool. I take it that was all there was to look at.
I think pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the handle. Nope. Okay. Hold on. There is something else I didn't look at.
Monsieur Lecoq.
A meal for Gavaro, Canterbury. Canterbury yearnings? That sounds like porn, sir. And there's the map. Okay. Reacquaint myself with the evidence.
Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume?
From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord.
Except from that ass.
Hey!
I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment toward the victim?
I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting secondhand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of communication between him and the victim. I raise my hand. If theft and grievance had been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of that in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way. What? Come on! Come on!
Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public.
There's people sitting there!
But your words have soured its hallowed bouquet. It's such a fucking gay point.
I know! Is he... you know...
For it is you, my learned friend, who's being heavy-handed here.
What?
Scotland Yard does not arrest people without a good cause. That should be beyond question. Rose, they received a concussion and a free bottle of wine.
We heard it shatter.
Yeah, well, listen, I didn't say they got the bottle.
Shattered into my mouth.
Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student.
Yes, sir. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind, and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who took the books, who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him.
Bloke who took the book.
Bloke.
Look. At least Phoenix's prosecutors typically only attacked him. Yeah, fair.
Old books, you say?
Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime taken immediately after the incident. He's so round.
Ouch.
I love her.
Ah, yes, I can clearly see the books to which you are referring. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector.
Wow!
Ooh.
You Nipponese are spineless. Too cowardly to admit defeat. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Well,
Forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it.
what are you doing, Mr. Sato?
Had it with a shame.
Do go on.
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now you mention it. When we visited him in the prison yesterday, he did tell us what had all happened. Yeah, saw a silhouette of another ahead of me, a woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed under the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I got to get away from there. Yeah, so somebody shot like the knife through like a pipe, like a blow dart.
Overcoat?
Crocodile.
Well, that's exactly what the woman in that print is wearing.
He knows his colors.
He does know his colors.
Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next?
The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back.
There's nobody else there at the time, just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there's nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman.
I just want to point out how many cases in Ace Attorney boil down to we have to establish the existence of a third person.
There was a sewer man.
There was a sewer man.
There was no sewer man.
No!
A fact that the accused concedes.
Ugh.
It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please.
Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. Okay, so he's the inspector, so obviously we just press everything that he said. I know the rules at this point. A light fog, you say? Well, light for London. You can see the opposite side of the street for once. Not much farther, though. That's light, is it?
Silent Hill.
Around these parts, yes. Not something I expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course. I've read that London is famous for its fog, but in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance.
Fisk, how quaint.
Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate. I see. At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own end at the end of your arm.
Indeed, the other day I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling.
Ugh. Susato-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen.
However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. In fact, no doubt lamented by the accused.
Someone trained a parrot to stab the woman. I'm going to take that into serious consideration. How are you able to state that with any certainty?
Quite simply, my learned friend. Because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us.
Yes. Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he?
That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe. Scotland Yard.
So I'm not going to trust this fucking word this man says. That is correct, ma'am. No, he should say mum. Then we must hear their testimony.
Prosecution will of course call them to the stand, should it be necessary.
But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen...
I'm unaware of the situation on a tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights.
Ah!
The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime.
Quite. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness.
Wow! What a fucking
Completely
thing to say!
I no longer wet the bed at night.
Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to.
Seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continuing with their testimony, Inspector.
Stonks?
Stonks.
Stonks.
From behind, you say? That's right. You hit it from behind. As you can see from this print.
Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition. Comatose, no less.
I'm afraid so, my lord, yes. She's being treated at Bart's. Cowabunga.
Don't have a cow, man.
I was hopeful that she'd come around before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't to be.
Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events.
Luck is on our client's side, it seems.
Wet slap. On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky.
Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid.
Ugh.
Mr. Natsume's belongings? I think you'll find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene. Yes, the 3 books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course. Okay, 2 of them look like they're not in the snow at all, but alright.
The accused could easily carry out 3 books in one hand. Which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
He's very clever, isn't he?
What do you mean?
That dinosaur from Jurassic Park.
Clever.
It's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume has had his hands full with his books.
Clever girl.
Clever Zeeks. He managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there.
You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust a knife into the woman's back? That must be what happened, my lord, yes. I'm gonna... Curious, because we have the titles of the books, right? We should see if these... Oh, we can't actually... Okay. Never mind! The defendant apparently visits a second-hand bookshop on a daily basis. Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature.
I commend the accused in the lofty subject matter of scholarly attention.
The bloke's room is stacked floor to ceiling with those old musty books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid. The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused's lodgings is this place here, Bourbon Books. A little place on the corner of Briar Road and Meerschaum Street. Okay. As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road, at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. Something like this. Yeah, that makes sense, but there's no reason he couldn't have been on the other side of the street, aside from his own admission of the details, I guess. Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop.
Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us turned out to be of vital importance.
Yes, I agree. The most important point that the inspector just made being the bookshop's location? The crucial detail in what you've just told the court, Inspector, is the location of the bookshop. I couldn't agree more. So, where is it exactly? Are you winding me up, Sunshine? I just explained that. I got the map out and everything. Use red bloomin' ink. I drew the bloke's route on for you.
Circle in the thumbnail. How do you not see it?
And I distinctly remember seeing you nod along, Counsel. Oh, yes, of course. Wait, hold on. Whoa, no, wait, hold on. Yes, of course. I must have been so nervous I didn't take it in.
Thunder of the day goes to you, my learned friend.
No, not yet. The trials might just begun, after all. There will be more.
I'd strongly advise you to look carefully through the court record at this stage.
Yeah. I got it. Shut up. Let's go back to that. Wait, what?
I think you went to the next statement.
God damn it. Okay, hold on. You asked for the help of the famous detective Herlock Sholmes to locate the defendant, I believe. Stuff and nonsense. Sorry? That jack in office, that busybody, just comes and sticks his oar in whether we ask him or not.
He's his dick.
But according to what I have here, Mr. Sholmes was shown to the scene by Scotland Yard detectives. Well, that was nothing to do with me. The lads at the scene must have done it without my permission. Ugh. I tell them time and time again, whenever something happens, send word to headquarters. Then follow your bloomin' instructions. I see. That meddler gets his hands on any details, well, I'll be reading it in Rand's magazine next month. And you can bet your last farthing that I'll be in there too, stripped of all my hard work on the case. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. No, Mr. Sholmes. Aren't you clever, Mr. Sholmes? That's all the thanks I'll be getting.
Inspector, if the man is proving detrimental to the yard's activities,
Just kill him.
perhaps I should step in and deal with him.
I'll spank his little booty.
I'll pull him out of that costume and spank his bare butt.
It appears Inspector Gregson is lost for words.
Yes, the Reaper's words carry a lot of weight, obviously. Anyway, the point is this. The little Japanese bloke's already admitted it. He's admitted that those books all over the pavement at the scene were the ones he bought that day. I mean, he said that in obvious duress, but okay, man.
You think, Mr. Naruhodo? If you're unable to sway the jury during just cross-examination, I'm afraid.
That Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed? Yes, they're sure to find him guilty. So one way or another, I have to expose an undeniable inconsistency in the inspector's testimony. I know what it is already. This one. Okay. He didn't go to Bourbon Books. I know this.
I know this.
I know this. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor? What? Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance. Maybe? Oh, well, you know, I mean, yes. It could be a very important clue. Very well. Not that I can see it being of any great significance. But please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say. Could the man be any more sardonic? Okay, fucking Chandler Bing. Shut the fuck up. So, this is on the 7th. So the date on the day of the murder was the 17th of February then. Is that correct?
Yes.
And we have a specific time. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Objection.
The softest objection. If I could stop you there, Inspector Gregson? What is it, Sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know. This is a receipt that we found in Mission Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and details the purchase of 3 secondhand books. And you found that in the accused's room, did you? Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it.
Go on.
This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books. Your Books? Y-O-R-E, I presume. Yes, my lord. So, Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a secondhand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. Eh? What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another secondhand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that, well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it. But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Yes, but what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchased musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Thanks.
Penal sis.
I disagree. I mean, after all,
I have the street map here, if that might be of help.
Oh, yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all.
that be true?
It rather depends on where this other bookshop is. But I do declare it might be a possibility.
Oh, I do declare.
Yeah. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said?
What, oh man?
Absolutely. It absolutely could be right. Inspector Gregson, where is this Your Books establishment? Well, obviously we'd look into that. Turns out that Your Books... that opens up some vagary, doesn't it? Is just here on the next corner of Mirshon Street, going east. And there you have it. As you can clearly see now. Oh.
My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown the way he regales us with such witticisms.
Alright, man, chill out.
You're not just a clown, you're the entire circus.
Oh my god, that's basically what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, you put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for
Don't
you.
worry.
Yes, violence, biting, killing.
Don't worry, he's gonna throw it away in like 5 seconds. I didn't think I needed to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming out from Your Books instead of Bourbon Books, there's no doubt he still would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed. Yes, thank you, Inspector. Ugh.
Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow Nipponese friend.
Oh, okay, well.
I'm impressed he manages to shatter it like that without getting any wine in his glove.
No shit.
What? They drink it. They slurp it up.
Whatever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final anal sense.
Stop calling it musty. That's what I'm mad about. Stop. I don't want to think about the smell.
No.
As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I suggest you try.
What did I say, eh? I've had enough of this now.
Beg your pardon? Terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that?
Why are you here?
He's dying. Mr. Naruto, we mustn't give up.
What do you mean?
The prosecution's assertion is correct. The members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty.
Ah, she's absolutely right.
We must think. We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully.
They claim Soseki-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from Your Books, but... The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed. Of course he knows this. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from Your Books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that that route is what is commonly referred to as the long way around.
Ah.
On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home?
Probably to
Rose,
spend less
to be
time
fair,
in his fucking apartment.
Mia's the best character in the series. Nothing as inspiring as her.
That's true. That's 100% correct. Well,
The answer was extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accuser took the obvious route back to his lodgings and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime.
yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home.
I have already informed one of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection.
That's right. As I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. I don't believe this. Rose, this is literally the openings. This is basically the opening statement and the breakdown of the case. Of course, it's taking a minute to get going.
I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we don't waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around this subject. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors?
But even if that is the case, the defense still... Oh! Wow.
I agree with Lord Van Zeeks. Wholeheartedly and in every way.
What? I don't believe it. Does this mean...
The members of the jury are completely convinced now.
Oh my god. Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Guilty.
Oh. Where's this voice acting coming from?
Guilty.
Guilty.
It's a very soft voice.
Yeah.
How is the judge not like feared for his life every time that
Every time
happens?
there's an explosion right by his ear, yeah. It would appear the jury's leaning is unanimous.
The insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Peel yourself,
sleep.
peel yourself off the desk. No, not yet. This ain't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury.
Slide the spatula under and flip him.
I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow.
Those are the eyes of a quarry not yet willing to give up and die. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial?
I have them, yes.
Rights of the defense written to antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago.
Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Already. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his onkus refusal to throw in his alley.
Onkus.
Onkus.
Violet, what does that mean?
Very well then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you'll need to explain on what grounds you determine the defendant to be guilty.
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 Naruhodo loves doing this because Van Zeeks has shut up the entire time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
You don't get to talk.
Oh, for pity's sake, the little Nipponese oddity already admitted himself, didn't he?
If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it could only have been the victim.
The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter.
Well, the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
I really don't care. Can we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing.
Your books, yes. Nice shop, that. But bourbon books. No, not worth the visit.
Why not?
No porn.
With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear.
The stabbing occurred. There were only two people at the scene, with the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes.
Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant had then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already.
Oh dear. Even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsumi's guilt now.
Ugh, why did he have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How could I possibly make a case for the defense?
Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. You want to force the trial to continue.
Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least.
Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward.
You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Yes, my lord. Schlap. I ask you to keep this trial going somehow, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it.
Or breakdancing.
Okay.
Remember that you can press these as well if you want more information.
Right. Excuse me, but aren't you...
Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago.
Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face, or the side of it anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you?
That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. It was all going swimmingly up until he started fossicking around. His fair play was a man of repute.
Sorry?
Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and the young hatter pegged as criminals.
I had you pegged?
Ooh. This clown has you pegged?
Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge.
Now there's all the rumors buzzing around. The police have been badgering me non-stop.
If I could turn back the clock.
Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. I'm gonna make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't.
Ah, thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind, given our awkward history. Which, again, this man is not an unbiased participant in the jury.
Yeah. Oh dear. I wonder what's become of Mr. First now.
I hope he was hung. Hanged.
I bet you wish he was home.
You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him.
Oh, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly that funny little Nipponese man with a disturbing mustache is the culprit.
But let us not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman.
Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes.
But if that's a lie, as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible?
Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds? Not like my pure American mind.
I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. You would get me banned on Twitter.
I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could have possibly committed this awful crime.
Ugh.
Shaken. No one else could have done it. The accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple.
Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit.
Oh my, you're too kind, my lord.
That went well for her.
She's getting a good grade in the jury, which is totally possible.
Yeah, that's a real thing to be concerned about. But you can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken back from your books. Oh yes, like you drew the map, you mean. What was it? Calabash Road or something? Precisely. But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there? Well, yes, that's true as well. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Well, yes, that's annoyingly true. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yes. Why is all this true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. I'm supposed to be convincing you here. I have given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Road way, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. A reason why Sasaki-san might have taken the longer way home.
Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one.
Interesting. I wonder what this old man over here has against bourbon books. That might be relevant.
There's the master, young man.
You're the wife of Mr. Garridib, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume's room?
The master's wife? Where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand?
She's keeping up the charade? Ugh, this is going to be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you'd been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean?
Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice.
They just put her in the jury so, like, they could continue to show off how jiggly the cheeks are. I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's home, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right. Although, he's only been in a little over a week now.
And at that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this?
Oh my goodness me, yes, he's just the sort.
What?
Bad question.
Spending all his time in that dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous mustache.
Yeah, this must have been before they introduced, like, the impartiality clause.
I guess so.
Where it's like, yeah, you know what? You know the case, so we're gonna have you on.
Yeah.
The man never speaks, and don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something.
Dear, poor Mr. Natsume. How could people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm. Nothing more.
Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I'd better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already. Hello, sir. A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family's. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat, but neither do the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. Go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's rough. At least they're unionized.
Yeah.
This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn till dusk, it is. So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just around the corner from where it all happened. By that old bookshop it was. Ah! What? Another coincidence? That's right. Meerschaum Street it was. Meerschaum Street.
Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets.
Juror number 5. I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please. What's the point in that? Can't we just get this business over with now? Please, sir. It's important. Fine. I'll do it then. Okay, so I'm just gonna... Wait. No, I didn't mean to do that. Wait.
That is new text.
This is new text. What the fuck? Oh, it is. Fuck.
It's a new statement.
It is.
Technical. You know, it's just slightly updated.
Yeah. So, if I understand correctly, you're a day laborer and you were doing road maintenance that day? That's right. Like I said, You had a lot of burst gas and water pipes on the ground in the middle of winter. It's the only time of year fellows like me can actually make a few bob, and I missed it out today. And when you say from dawn till dusk, well, the work has to be completed within the day, see? No coaches or pedestrians can pass while it's happening. I wonder if I can trouble you, sir, to mark on the sheet map the exact location of the works you were carrying out? Give it here, then. Let me have a look. Alright, let's see then. Ah, here we are, Meerschaum Street. Yes, it was just here, like. It was a tidy dig, I can tell you. We had to get through all the drifts of snow that had frozen solid. And at what sort of time did you finish the work? Well, we started in the morning, and we kind of finished before gone 6, I'd say. The snow had stopped coming down, but it was long past dark for sure.
The road work was still going on when Miss Green was attacked at around 5 o'clock.
Road works on Meerschaum
Road work
Street, huh?
ahead.
I sure hope it does. Okay, let's do this. And that. Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, Counsel. Explain yourself. Please don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. What? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3. Oh, me, sir. What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Meerschaum Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Meerschaum Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yes, of course. What do you think, sir? I'm turning into fucking Angus MacDonald over here with this guy. Well, yes. You can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose that must be right, eh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back back from the bookshop, but we see now that he had no choice. Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may? Yes?
So polite.
I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Hell yeah.
I have like a coffin-shaped face.
That's just his chiseled jaw.
Yeah.
I always, the first time I saw him, I thought he looked kind of like Lady first.
I was thinking of Chris,
Yeah.
like Chris Evans in like the first Captain America movie, where he's like the scrawny,
He's baby.
he's
But he
baby,
still,
yeah,
he still has his jacked face because he can't exactly.
yeah,
get all
yeah,
of it open.
exactly. What about you, sir? Who, me? Well, all right then. There's a hole in the prosecution's argument. It should be filled in. That's what I say. Fill that hole.
Fill that hole. That's what I do for my work. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful.
Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. It's strengthened our position somewhat.
Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if only we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Van Seeks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, but whatever means we have at our disposal. He's just sitting there quietly. Thank you, counsel. On with the summation examination, please. Yes, my lord. Okay. The only one with a statement that's like that we could possibly contradict with another is juror number 2.
Sorry. Fold it, you say? Fold what?
No. What I said was, hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often?
I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day. Including the day you're all talking
Shut
about.
the fuck up, he's wearing a green coat! And at what time did you visit your books on the day in question?
Well, I was picking out books there all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that night.
Shut the fuck up.
That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about.
Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time?
Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had.
What do you mean?
Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
Big donks.
big donks. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery.
You're going droopy dog too.
Yeah, at least he's going more snarf from Thundercats, to be
Yeah, a
honest.
little bit.
Oh, she took the kid to the divorce. Snarf, snarf. I've never seen that show. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road?
That's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down the Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books.
Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant.
Sorry. Extremely sick. No, I'm quite alright now.
Yeah, I know.
Deliver the finishing blow, you damn.
Okay, so here's what we do, right? You
You.
and you.
Objection.
Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6.
Whatever do you mean, sir?
I like how the jurors that we've put against each other were two jurors voiced by the same people.
Yeah. I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like it was loud or anything. There is at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshelf receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot.
The man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Yes, we're all well aware of this. That poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Can we really be sure of that, madam?
Ma, whatever do you mean?
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood.
Oh my.
Oh. My goodness, you mean... That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6.
Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today?
This is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that.
My goodness me.
Sorry, you need a pee.
And crucially, we know precisely
We all need
where the old man in the green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly, the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. donked his head.
Donked his ham head.
You idiot, old man. If you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming about there, we'd have boxed us off hours ago.
And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat?
What did you say to me? It's a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days. Is it a crime to slip over the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is
I
it?
love this man. Alright, powder your cheeks.
My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but
You'd like to change your leaning, I presume.
yes, I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty.
You and Violet have very similar, like, southern accents when you do it. It's very cute.
It is. Thank you.
I would too.
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well,
She's so mad. Angie. We fucking do it. Well, that submission examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The ayes 2, the noes 4. So the noes have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Of course you have an objection. Say your objection, motherfucker! Oh my god.
It seemed churlish of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection.
Yes!
yes,
Only to crush it in
Yes!
disgust.
yes.
Pray forgive the discourtesy.
No!
Forgive the discourtesy of kicking your ass.
Well, Lord Van Zeeks?
It seems I must retract my earlier remark.
What do you mean?
I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we've just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer.
Ugh.
Whatever do you mean?
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth.
Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you have excavated, sir.
That's right. Took me the whole day and they paid me a measly tuppence for it.
Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me. Do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents?
Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no.
Yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all.
In other words, a distance readily vaulted into a moderate figure. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend?
Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What?
And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works?
I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway, and we just turn away any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time.
The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see.
Rude.
I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town.
Ah!
Mind is blown.
Is that true? Is it? The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back from his lodge, Natsume went on Briar Road.
Ugh. Crushed in a single sentence.
And, old man,
Cold man, you can talk.
you say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time?
Oh, can't say as I remember.
You don't remember?
I want to wager, my learned friend. You say it was this old man the accused saw. But I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it.
Yeah, but you can't prove it the other... Okay.
I guess you could argue that there is more evidence that he was near the victim because of the
The books,
than
yeah.
he was near the man.
Order! Order! Lord Van Zix, explain yourself.
My lord.
If you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the submission examination?
Put in the corner.
I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed.
Ugh.
My hospitality has its limits, and they've been reached, I feel.
Oh,
Keeps coming off.
I caught it.
So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over.
What are you talking about?
My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand.
Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses. It's next witnesses?
Naruhodo, do you not remember? Been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses of the incident.
Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less.
I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness.
Alright, no matter who Van Zieks brings to the stand as his witnesses, and no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over. Oh, shit. Okay, we should stop here, though. It has been 4 hours.
Yeah.
Alright.
But Mina and I are gonna voice those two.
Ooh. Are they dating? Is that why?
They're in them.
Aww. Alright. Stream over for today. You don't have to go home. But you can't stay here.
Everybody go to bed.
Go to bed.
I'm just sleep.
It's late.
Even you, Violet, go to bed.
Yeah, go to bed.
Sleep.
That was a good session.
It was.
Yeah, a lot of good character stuff. The case is already, like, pretty interesting. Like, with the minuscule amount of evidence that we have, trying to figure out how we can actually, like, turn this around is really interesting.
Absolutely.
And it's weird seeing... The jury system is fucked in this country, clearly.
Yeah.
Like, Bruce Fairplay should not be on the jury. God.
No, I mean, he outright states he has a vendetta against Renosuke.
Like, that's not allowed. That's not okay. Alright. Thank you, Mina and Alcesti, for hanging out today. That was fun.
Yeah. It was.
Tomorrow, my beautiful, lovely girlfriend and I are gonna play more Stardew Valley on stream for your enjoyment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that'll be fun. And then we will continue the Great Ace Tourney on Wednesday, and maybe finish this case. I don't know. No, I imagine this one might be long, and there might be a second session of investigating, considering we have not even seen Kefka again yet. All right. I don't think I have anything else to say. So,
Good to be back.
yeah. I love you all. Hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night. And as always, a good sleep.
Bye, everyone.